Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video all about how we can help you become the very best trainer, presenter, coach, facilitator, mentor in front of an audience that you want to be there, folks, right? Now, in today's video, I want to talk to you about how do you actually make something as memorable as possible. We're going to talk about 3 simple pillars or foundational principles to make something memorable and stick out in the mind of your audience, right? So it's 3 simple things that you need to touch upon, or it needs to shape how you deliver your content if you really want people to remember it, so to speak, right? So you probably want to grab a pen and get ready, right? So the first one is, if you want someone to remember something, there must be repetition. There must be repetition. What is it, folks? Repetition. Now, studies have actually shown that people need to hear something at least 19 times for them to remember it, for it to go from short-term memory to long-term memory. And that has to be over a period of time, right? Because as the forgetfulness curve talks about, people will generally forget 90% of what they hear, probably from you, within the first hour or so, right? So you have to be willing to repeat things over a period of time, right? So you can't just say it once and expect someone, oh, you're going to automatically forget it. It's not how the brain works, folks, right? So number one, be willing to repeat things and get people to do things multiple times as well. So in order to get someone remembering something, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it in multiple different ways. Don't just stand up and say the same thing 19 times. Though. That would be weird. Get creative in different ways you can expose people to the ideas. Second part is relevance. Relevance, right? We all know as a human, we only remember it if we use it. If we don't use it, we lose it. If we don't use it, we lose it. If we don't use it, lose it. So, sound like a loser, right? But we need to appreciate, right? If we want someone to remember something, we have to help them discover how that's relevant for them. And we need to present it in a way that is going to be relevant. Like whether we tell a story, whether we use statistics, whether we use a powerful connector to their needs, their wants, their desires, whether we hook them in with various emotionality, whatever it may be, right? But number one, repetition, 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 repetition. Number 2 is relevance, right? And again, let's just take it back to language learning. You are not going to remember a language if you're never going to visit that country, if you never use the language, you're not going to remember it, right? So you really want to tap into, will I need this skill? And if you're presenting the thing, how can I make my audience believe that they are going to need the skill, and where is it going to fit inside their life, right? Third part of making something really memorable in your audience's mind is emotion. Emotion, right? Because we need to appreciate in the brains of our audience, emotion and memory are very closely intertwined. And when you can tap into emotional experiences, people are going to remember that content so much more powerfully, right? So if you think about Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society, what was he doing? He's weaving in amazing emotion through the entire learning experience, right? He was standing on desks, he was getting them out on the soccer field. He was doing all of these things to tap into the emotion and giving them experiences outside the traditional norm there, right? So we need to be aware that if we want to have a masterful impact on our audience, we need to be tapping into these 3 core things. We've got repetition, we've got relevance, and last of all, we've got emotion, right? And then the last major piece to it, the thing that underpins everything, is if you want them to actually remember it, you need to get them actively using it or actively involved, and they need to own the information. That's another topic for another time, another video, and essentially helping them go from a passive experiencer or learner or participant to an active user of the content, right? But that's another topic, another time. And here, we're just looking at the 3 things that'll make your content as memorable as possible. You've got repetition, relevance, and emotion. On that note, as I get a little bit crazy, I hope you enjoy the video. Like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there to really raise the standards of training in Australia and beyond. Thanks for watching, team, and we'll see you on the next one.